Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Anthony John Agnello, Senior Social Editor at Games Radar Plus. Birds do not say WARK. Birds do not say KWEH. They chirp, they squawk, they honk, or they quack. Those are real bird noises. WARK is a fake bird sound. However, WARK and KWEH are the calls of the Chocobo, Final Fantasy's enduring beast of burden, a terrifying cross between a hyper-intelligent ostrich and the friendliest chicken in history. First introduced way back in 1988, the Chocobo has warped and worked its way through myriad forms. This is their evolution over the nearly 30-year history of the series. Final Fantasy XV back to Final Fantasy X. After 2001, the Chocobo stopped changing too much. Final Fantasy X marked the first time the birds showed up next to characters who were also realistically proportioned. Well, semi-realistically, as Wakka's hair is a physical impossibility, and they grew in scale and realism as well. The elongated, tall Chocobos weren't as cute, but they did look like things human beings could actually ride. There have been slight visual tweaks since, like a more muscular, dinosaur-like physique in Final Fantasy XIII, and the lean, graceful version in Final Fantasy XIV, but they've stayed pretty much the same. Most recently, they've popped up in preview versions of Final Fantasy XV, where they happily bro down with Noctis's crew of fantasy brodewskis. Chocobo Racing. Then an inventor gave a Chocobo some jet-propelled rollerblades. That Chocobo started a racing league where she faced off against an NYPD detective with mitochondria-based superpowers, an angry cactus that can run like Steve Prefontaine, and Cloud Strife on a motorcycle. This is a real thing that happened in Chocobo Racing and to the Chocobo in the late 90s. Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon. Shortly after Final Fantasy VII went hog wild with bird romance, the Chocobo got his very own game for the first time. Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon was a variation on a long-running Japanese series of roguelike RPGs. You played as the adorably stubby Chocobo, Poulette, and explored randomly generated dungeons, searching for treasure and wearing costumes so charming and sweet they could cause diabetes. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy changed everything but good. Not only did Chocobos become the fulcrum of a massive gambling industry based on racing the ridiculous beasts, you could spend hours upon hours breeding them in the game. Blue and green Chocobos can cross shallow bodies of water, black Chocobos can scale mountains, and mythical gold Chocobos can traverse any terrain they damn well please. Final Fantasy V. Before 1992, all the Chocobos you met in Final Fantasy were just generic critters. Hitch a ride on one for a while, but don't expect it to stick around. Final Fantasy V introduced the first Chocobo who was an actual character. Boko, loyal friend to lead character Bartz, hangs out with you through the beginning of the game while he gets tragically left behind. He comes back later in the story a married bird. His wife Coco is even taking care of some eggs. Boko, you charmer, you. Final Fantasy IV. Like the ostriches and emu that it looks like a grotesque clone of, the Chocobo is a flightless bird. At least the yellow variety are flightless. Final Fantasy IV actually introduced the first color variation Chocobos, including the high-flying black Chocobo. This righteous ebony worker can take to the air when he pops up late in the game. Final Fantasy III. What's better than a pleasant yellow bird? How about a morbidly obese demigod version of the bird that graciously stores items for you? The Fat Chocobo, capital F, capital C, became a series regular after Final Fantasy III, and even a summoned monster used for trampling enemies in later games. He's pleasant and jolly, like a cross between Bird Santa and the manager at Bird Bank, where you keep your bird safety deposit box. Final Fantasy II. The Chocobo's first appearance came not in the 1987 original, but its divisive sequel, a game where you could only build defense stats by letting a goblin punch you in the face for hours. While Final Fantasy II's bizarre battle system flummoxed players, they were also delighted by the appearance of this yellow bird with an enormous head that you could ride in the overworld. This is also the origin of Nobuo Uematsu's Waltz de Chocobo, a theme song with serious legs. If you enjoyed this video and want more ridiculous videos tracking the evolution of game characters, giving you guides to your new favorite games, and more, follow Games Radar on youtube.com/GamesRadar.